Hey guys, Larry here with Creaky Chair Models, showing off the latest thing I did while I've been recovering from walking pneumonia. I've been following a couple of YouTube Arduino-based speedometers, and they were designed to be built into the layout. And I've seen portable ones, and I thought this could be easily adapted to make it a portable device. So what you have in front of you is the culmination of what I came up with while recuperating. I'll give you a quick demo of it later, but I want to show you around first. First thing you have is a switch for each of the three scales. So if you notice, currently the O scale and the HO scale are both up. The way the system works is it pulls each switch in order. So whatever the last one up is will be the scale that would activate. So if I turn it on right now, what you'll see is all three of these LEDs will flash. It'll say 0, but ultimately this one will be the one that comes on. So it's set to O scale. You can see HO is on, but it bypassed it completely. If nothing is on, in other words, they're all turned off like this, then it will default to HO as the setting. So I could have trapped it so that if you had multiple switches up, lights flash, etc. I think this is obvious enough, especially for me. I did this for a couple of reasons. One is I do a lot of places and guys want to do speed matching. I can have this in the car and away we go. I took some original code from a couple of guys on YouTube. The original idea came from a guy named Steve Spence, and this bit of code that I modified came from Bobots trains and things on YouTube. Bob did a great job with this, and the code was written so that it traps trains not coming through, and it doesn't matter what direction it comes, etc. He did a great job with it. So I added some variables so that the switches can be used to change the scale. At any rate, the code will be available if you ask me for it. I'll be happy to provide it. I'm going to give a quick example of what you see when we do it. I'm going to flip on the HO scale switch. Currently, I'm powering this off of DCC track power using my little regulator circuit. You saw the 0. Now you saw the HO, and it says 1, 1, 1, 1, and then it'll come up to all 8s. All 8s means it's waiting for a track input, in other words, something to come by. If you had the S scale switch up, it would say 2, 2, 2, 2, HO scale 3, 3, 3, 3. I don't think I need to go through that, and I already covered what happens if you have more than one up and all that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to run this little train over here. And I want to give a shout out to Soundtraxx. This is a Walthers mainline RS2 that my buddy Ralph DeBlasi gave me. I put in an Econami in it. The thing sounds amazing. I've got it muted right now. But when I break the beam, you'll see... you'll hear what it sounds like, and you'll see it moving at speed step 1, and we will go from there. I'm going to start that up here in just a second, as soon as I get this thing zoomed out just a teeny bit. There we go. And we'll get her going. Okay, guys, you can hear it idling. I'm going to go ahead and notch this thing up to speed step 1. And you'll get an idea just exactly what the slow speed response is on this thing. It's unbelievable. It's just now breaking the entry sensor right here. And I'm going to go ahead and pause the video. That way you're not sitting here for almost that minute and a quarter or minute and a half it takes to go the 11.75 inches. Okay, you can see it's still moving, and it's just now getting ready to cross the exit sensor. A scale 0.93 miles per hour at speed step 1. If that isn't excellent speed control for a motor, I don't know what is. Again, Soundtraxx is my preferred decoder because of response like this. Switching in a yard You can't believe it. You can also hear the quality of the sound is great on these things. And if you noticed, it started moving. That's because I had it just a little bit too close to the cab. Didn't matter, it already made the calculation. But there's the horn. There's the bell. Quite impressive, guys. I really like this thing a lot. It's been a fun project. The code was written really well by both of those guys. The math is near impeccable. The only difference in the speed as far as accuracy might be in my measurement, but I am just pretty almost spot on at 11 3/4 inches on it. I was going for 12 and realized I had one sensor flipped the wrong way. Not a big deal. You just plug in the new value in the code and away you go. You could actually shorten this thing to 4 or 5 inches if you wanted to. Okay guys, I moved it over here to the bench to show you kind of the heart of the beast, if you will. We have a small voltage regulator that I covered on another YouTube video here. Right here is an Arduino Nano, which runs the whole thing. This is an Adafruit 7-segment display. That's what displays the numbers on it, with an I2C interface, or called a backpack. We have the 3 switches and the 3 LEDs. Over here is some sensors that were available on Bobots trains and on Steve's, both, that they used for this. Now, I'm pretty sure, without having done it, that the standalone ones could be adapted pretty readily if they don't work. It would just be a matter of inverting the signal. So that may come in a future one. This is the first one I built. I already have an order for 2 standalone units for HO to go on 2 layouts. So kind of good that way. At any rate, that's the whole thing. I will be changing this out to the standard buck regulator that I usually use. This one works fine, but I think the buck works a little better with batteries. And I've got to check current flow to make sure this thing will run on a 9 volt for some extended period of time. At any rate, that's it. Talk to you. So I hope you enjoyed this. I know it's a little longer than my usual videos, and I appreciate your patience. Thanks.